everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Paso Doble with Tim. A quick recap of what we did on our very first episode was we really dived into the origins of the dance and the history of the dance, talking about how it depicts the Spanish bullfights, the different roles we have within there, and we started to develop the idea of the different posture we have in the Paso Doble and then the different parties we have in the Paso Doble. Essentially where our weight is in relation to our feet. We did depict also the caping action, so how the matador is going to use the cape to entice the bull. Today what we're going to do is take some of those concepts and develop it even more. We're going to develop the styling and the characterization in the progressive movements in the Paso Doble. We spoke about how it's a marching dance, a progressive dance, so we get that progression through forward walking steps and through backward walking steps and steps from one side to the other. So the marching action really begins from the propelling we also introduced last week. So if I walk normally down the street every day, it's without much thought. So in this dance what I'm going to do is use the standing leg to push my body forward. So I'm really thinking of my core. I propel my core. I propel my core going both forwards and backwards as I'm doing this. So very on purpose. Everything has a purpose to it. That's why the dance looks so strong, so dynamic. Now, elevation changes is one of the biggest differences in this dance for me. So what I want to do is think about, well, why do I do elevation changes? What would be normal, what would be natural, and how do we affect that? So I often talk with my students about trying to make dancing feel natural. So at any time of any day, we're always doing the same thing without thinking about it, and that is breathing. So what I want to do is have the feel in my rib cage and my lungs of filling them up with breath. So if I breathe in, naturally you can see my chest lifts and then lowers when I breathe out. So I want to have that feeling and incorporate that when I dance. So if I'm going to begin to dance here, I'll try and see if I can get my feet into the shot. I'm going to breathe in, and then as I breathe out, that initiates my movement. So if I'm doing progressive steps, I may go and breathe in. I'll place my hand here to represent holding my partner. I'm going to go stretch up and relax. So I'm lowering into the floor. I feel like I'm really pushing into the floor, but notice I'm not bending two knees. Pushing into the floor, my left knee is relaxing in preparation, anticipation of the next step. So I'm going to go push, push, push. Notice I've risen, I collect my feet, and I lower, so I'm relaxing. Now, same again, going backwards, I'll go back on my left foot. I'm going to go back, back, back. Breathe in, collect and lower. Now, if I don't do that, pardon the pun, but it's going to look very flat when I dance. So, for example, by adding that extra layer, it gives it much more dimension. It's much more interesting to watch that. So going back to the breathing, very, very important. Quick little exercise for you all. I'd like you to all just lift your arms up in the air. So now what I'd like you to do is I want you to think about breathing in, the biggest breath you can take, and at the very same time we're going to lower our arms. So ready? We're going to breathe in and lower. Here we go, and. So now notice it doesn't feel natural. We're forcing a movement. Now, if my arms are by my side and I breathe in and I want to move my arms, watch. Feels very natural because now my arms are reflecting what my body is doing. When my rib cage is lifting, my arms are lifting. When my rib cage is lowering, my arms are lowering. So an expression I like to use in all different styles of dance is relax to move. So if I'm doing Cuban motion, the rumba, cha-cha, whatever, and I want to settle into my right hip, and there it goes. That is my signal to my partner, I am ready to begin dancing. If I'm doing a smooth dance, waltz, foxtrot, whatever, and I'm here, I'm ready in my frame, I don't just go into the movement, I relax both knees So relaxing to move again, and that then is the initiation of the movement. So exactly the same thing here in the Paso Doble. I just have the feeling of relaxing, my level change. So as I stretch upwards, and relax to move. So different trains of thought. When we're doing the basic elements, I want to have the feeling of keeping my standing leg straight. So as I stretch upwards, as I relax, my legs is straight. You'll see I'm going to use the hamstring muscle to propel my body forward rather than bending both knees. I can, but I feel like I lose some of that power and dynamism. Now eventually, in open routines, etc., it could be that we add in that action for styling, for exaggerated movement. For right now, I want to focus on keeping the standing leg straight and pushing onto a straight leg on the other leg. So in marching again, we have and push, 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 collect, push, 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 collect. Good. So if I dance that towards the camera so you can really see, watch my belt buckle please. You're going to see me stretch. I begin and push, push. Up we go, collect and push, push. Up we go and collect. Excellent. Now, in the sideways actions, also sometimes known as a chasse, if I'm closing my feet, if I demonstrate, for example, merengue, and I'm going sideways, you'll see I have the isolation in my body, but very flat in nature, very horizontal. So in Paso Doble, what I want to do is add in that elevation change. So as I do this, I'm going to start to lift my belt buckle, and then lower again on the end of the movement to begin the next pattern or the next element. I often used to use the example of the old AT&T commercials with my students, the more bars in more places commercials they used to run. And that's what my movement should be. It should be a gradual rising, then an almost kind of off the edge of a cliff drop, because that adds to the drama. So if we try that concept, again watch my belt buckle, you'll see I will go side together, side together, side together, side together, lower, same going back in the opposite direction, lowering, lifting, 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 and. So that is everything for today. On our next video, we're going to delve into the styling and the characteristic of our stationary movements, how we hit some different actions and lines through wrong dance, and the Spanish lines, the flamenco kind of lines. If I was to do a chasse cape, for example, how I use my body to create the drama. So hopefully I'll see you for that video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you keep up to date with all the videos we're posting. Lots of fun videos going out there. Thanks so much for joining our video, and thank you.